And welcome to another evening of ESL Pro League here in North America. My name is Moses. I'm joined here by Blue. We're going to be bringing you the action tonight. We got 4 matches. The rest of the days this week have been a little bit short. We've had 2 matches on Tuesday, 2 matches on Wednesday. Tonight is all for a full evening for you guys. Big evening as well. But before that begins, in case this is the first time you're tuning into a Pro League broadcast, just to go over the tournament structure. This is just the regular season, the online portion. The way this works, there's 12 teams in each region, the North American region, the European region. $125,000 will be given out to the online portion of this regular season. You can see there the breakdown for 5th seed through 12th seed. Everyone's going to get some money, but the real prize in the regular season is those top 4 spots that qualifies those teams for the LAN finals, which will be in the United Kingdom out in May, about the middle of May, and here's the prize breakdown for that.
Yep, and of course, at the LAN finals, first place is going to be taking home $200,000, dropping off a little bit from there, going down to $90K for second place. And of course, sequencing down to make the total prize pool for the LAN finals $500K, and the total prize money for the entire season of $750,000 US.
Yep, and before we jump into the standings to see who's going to qualify for that LAN finals, in case you weren't able to tune into yesterday's matchups, this is what occurred. There was 2 games between Complexity and K-Kona, which is Team X-Team AGG. Dropped a sponsor partially through the season, but you can see a close matchup there on Mirage. Overpass was a little bit of a wash, and then Luminosity had to forfeit 2 matches as they are out in Sweden for DreamHack Malmo, which begins next week. But we do have a recap video to show you guys the action of what occurred last night. And here you are. This is that first map that went into overtime. A bunch of clutch situations won by Complexity. We mentioned that Sanks is one of the big players here on Complexity at the moment. Roka, just the news today that Complexity actually releases him from the starting roster, but he had very good performances on the Terra sides. The CT sides were a little bit sketchy. And this was pretty much the trend for the second half as K-Kona makes a massive comeback off the back of some very solid A executes that Complexity just couldn't figure out. So it actually Complexity did end up outlasting them in that overtime to get this first match.
Essentially both maps, it was just the T side dominating it both times through, and of course, Complexity did end up taking control of this first map going into overtime, but at the end of the day there, they only were to have 1 map. As soon as we're going to be taking a look at the overpass game, and that is where K-Konas would be able to grab their vengeance.
Yeah, very good map from them. Started out with a solid T set. You can see here they got up towards 6-0 before losing a round, and even this one was almost won out by Invert. Very, very close. But this win on Overpass would actually give K-Kona, who's sitting in last place in the Pro League here in the North American region, give them their first win of the season. So congratulations for them to getting on the board. But it does look like they still have a long way to go. They have a little bit of an opportunity to get out of that last spot, which is an auto relegation out of Pro League. But this is at least a good start. But they need to string some of these wins together as the season comes to a close. And after this, we will get the standings up to show you just who is looking to qualify for the playoffs and just who is looking at having to fight their way back into Pro League next season. And here they are, the major winners, Luminosity clearly up top. Despite forfeiting 2 matches just yesterday, they are at 14-4. Optic got those wins from the forfeits. They're going to be in 2nd seed from 5th, where they were at yesterday. Cloud9 will be seeing them tonight. Selfless rounds out those top 4, and then Renegades and Energy are knocking at the door.
As you can see, it's a very close race. 5 or 6 teams now fighting to remain in control of that top 4 position to make it to the LAN finals, and maybe another one is going to be joining their ranks tonight. Team Liquid, who hasn't played all that much this season. Only 12 of their 22 games have been played, and they're going to be doing 4 straight tonight. So, assuming they would win all 4 of them, that would also place them very up close, just behind Energy. In fact, the same scoreline as them, knocking on the door of all those other teams to the top 4 placement as well.
And despite Team Liquid, we'll get those matches that are coming up today on the screen for you, but despite the fact that we saw them have such a good performance at the major, it's no, you can't just assume that they're going to get these 4 wins tonight, because they actually are playing 2 very good teams. Cloud9, who's up there in the top 4, so is Optic. So 4 matches against teams that are currently sitting qualified for the finals as the season winds down. That first matchup between Cloud9 and Team Liquid, that's going to be our hot match of the evening. Thanks to the Score Esports, who wrote a very nice article about the 2 teams and their head-to-head matchup. But we will be seeing that all through the evening. So Team Liquid with a heavy day before they leave for Malmo. And they're going to have the big story about them as well. We mentioned earlier, we talked before the game, is Kusta will be playing for them in place of Adren. Before we get to that, guys, that article that I mentioned for the hot match of the evening by the Score Esports, you can read that on their app, the Score Esports app, which you can download through Google Play or the App Store for your Apple products, your iPhones, your iPads. but that is going to kind of be the story of the night. Is those two that roster change that we're going to have here with Kusta coming in for Adren.
Yep, and Kusta, unfortunately, it's been just over 2 weeks now since we last saw him play with the official Team Liquid roster in an official game. And for 6 of the last maps he's played, he hasn't really been performing that hot. We're used to these all-star performances from Kusta where he just absolutely outshines everyone else on his team. And in those last 6 maps, he's yet to go over a 1.0 HLTV rating. So he's been sinking down quite below the average play that we've come to expect from him. And that's definitely been a weird transition.
Yeah, it's a transition that we haven't often had to deal with. Just the rules of the minor system preventing that roster transfer to come all the way through and use them. So they have been kind of dividing their time between practicing with Adren for the major, practicing with Kusta for the long term, and then all of a sudden now they have the question of Adren just played so well for them at the major. Well, what do they do from here? So that's going to be the big question mark, not only in tonight's matches, but at DreamHack next week. That Team Liquid's going to be looking to solving. So they're in a little bit of a weird spot. But against Cloud9, it was also announced that Irakanji, their coach that they've been using, is going to be playing in the place of Freakazoid tonight. So also a little bit of a roster change for Cloud9.
And that sort of makes, and obviously I don't know the exact, was there an exact reason that was given for
No,
Freakazoid?
they did not. They didn't announce the reason. He just said Freakazoid can't play tonight. We're going to have Irakanji step in for him. So whatever that's all about, that's going to be maybe a little bit of pressure alleviated from Team Liquid that, they have a roster change, or not a change, but, they've had these 2 different rosters playing, and now there's another one for Cloud9 playing. This is the head-to-head. These guys are going up, like we said, the hot match from the Score Esports. 12-4 for Cloud9, up in the top 4 seeds. 6-6 for Team Liquid. They've played, 4 less matches than Cloud9, but they need to win most of these if they want to start, knocking on the door of those top 4 seeds.
I mean, overall for C9, when we just take a look at their sort of play coming off the major, it's a bit worrying as to how they're going to perform tonight. I think it was like 3 or 4 of their players were within the bottom 10 performances at the major overall. Specifically, we saw Stewie only had like a .54 average of his stats for the entire matchup there. And Freakazoid, obviously we're not going to be seeing him play tonight, but still speaks for the team when you see that he had a .25 average game for himself there. I think that was the one against G2 where he just dropped the ball completely. And overall, that was the story for most of C9. We just really didn't see them individually show up to the major at all.
Yeah, no, it was a very flat performance out of Cloud9, which is a little bit of a bummer. It was very weird too because, if you look at how this Pro League season has played out, it was actually even just the eye test. Cloud9 was the best performing North American team heading into the major, and then to have Liquid and CLG outplace them, where both of those teams actually looked a little bit weaker heading into MLG Columbus. So that was very interesting. So yeah, maybe. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board. I think one of the big issues as well for Cloud9 was they did pick up Irakanji, and he has been working with him leading into the major, but he wasn't actually there. I believe he's in dental school, so he had exams that week, so he couldn't make the trip with them to the major, and that was why he wasn't there. But you could see kind of the effect it had, especially against G2, where they got so tactically outplayed, never really in that match, so maybe having at least his presence. I know it's going to be in-game. It's much like a Threat situation now, which was funny to watch the major. Actually, I talked to Threat about his playing with Nip, and at one point he said during the middle of a match on Inferno against Navi, he was just thinking to himself, how have I gotten here? How am I the one with an AWP going up against Guardian, who's the best op in the world? So that's a pretty funny situation with some of these coaches, which is also just announced today that Starx is going to be standing in for Guardian at DreamHack Malmo. That was announced on Twitter. So a lot of stand-ins coming in recently.
Yeah, definitely. I think, though, when we take a look at the maps now, as we start to transition into that, this is actually going to be a pretty light night tactically for both of these teams, since it's going to be played on Dust2 first, which is what we have coming up on the screen now, and then later on it's going to be on Cash. 2 home favorites for these teams. We've seen Team Liquid go 2-1 so far on the season. I believe their one loss was against the Renegades so far, and Cloud9 playing it 2 times so far, flawless on it. The players to take a look at, of course, are going to be those very heavy power fraggers for this team, that being Shroud on the side of C9 and Simple, who was amazingly popular back at the major for Team Liquid. He
really won over that American crowd there in the arena. Which was really cool to see. I think, you got to put, just as maybe like an asterisk, the other player to watch for Team Liquid is going to be Kusta, just to see how he performs stepping in for Adren. Also being the fact that he was picked up as an opper. He is, the op-dominant player. I know Simple expressed after the major that he wanted to start using the op a little bit more as a primary, just because, he was dominant with it at the major. He had some fantastic rounds with it. Carried them through that set against CLG with the AWP, so that'll be important to see how they work out the time split between those 2 oppers. Obviously, Dust2 is a very popular map to have a 2-op setup, especially in the CT side, can be very effective. So maybe it won't be an issue so much on this map, but later on in the season, if they do move forward with Kusta instead of Adren, that'll be something to keep your your eyes out for.
Another player, too, that you might want to watch tonight, just considering he came off of a pretty poor performance at the Major, is Nitro. We saw pretty much everybody on Liquid have like these start performances. Like Elige, although in the actual arena he didn't really perform that amazingly well. He did have that ace versus Fnatic, and in that game where they beat them, that's where he really showed up to the table. But
that was on Dust2 as well.
But in all the other games, like Nitro was almost always at the bottom. We didn't really see too much of him at that LAN. So I'm curious now if he's going to remain a little bit shaky in these online matches, or if he's going to go back to that star power. Because it's weird with Team Liquid, because it's normally Nitro is the one that is always that big power for Team Liquid on LAN, and we just did not see that at all at the Major.
Yeah, he is kind of like, if you look at Nitro as a player, he is kind of that one, and it's almost like an indication of Team Liquid on a whole. He was that player who, after that first ESL LAN that he attended with iBuyPower way back when, had that explosive appearance, explosive event where, you know, he was dropping mad frags on teams like Fnatic. Basically, I think it was like his second LAN, and he was dropping, you know, 35 kills on Fnatic, so he was kind of heralded as this next big star player in North America, and Liquid as a team was hailed as like the next big team to kind of be at the top of North American Counter-Strike, and neither of them have really taken that step forward until just now. Finally, Liquid has that fantastic major performance, but neither team kind of really reaching the expectations that the community had set upon them after what we saw early on in their tenures. All
right, guys, well, we are going to go live now. Once again, this is the first map here between Team Liquid and C9, two separate best of ones. Dust2 is going live right now. Team Liquid starting off on the CT side with C9 jumping onto the T side. Very straightforward to start things off here. 4 out of their 5 of their players are now moving over to the B tunnels, with having Irakanji sitting behind a little bit to watch out and watch the cross. However, that's not going to slow it at all, but Simple, 2 taps back-to-back, already shutting down Stewie and Shroud. They have trapped them back, but it's completely halted C9. They're not even going to attempt this take. They're falling away, but Simple's caught another one. He takes down nothing.
And he's just going to continue pushing forward. This is supreme confidence. He wants to go for it. Irakanji comes up to the stairs. He does win that battle. The bomb is dropped, though. Now, Elige is going to push towards middle double doors out to the box. Hiko is gooshed back, and there's the gun of Skidoo showing up, but Elige can't land the shot, so he's going to give up that fight. It's not a good position for him to be in. Waits for his teammate to support him. Skidoo down very low. There's Elige to finally finish it off. It's all down to Irakanji, who comes in. Nitro is going to end that back of platform for him. I mean, even without those first 2 kills by Simple, this was just a tactical outplay. Look at these swift kills, but then they're able to fall back. And that flashbang has him completely blinded, but there is a third member. There is Nitro at the back of the platform to bail him out. If Cloud9 continues forward without being unopposed, they might be able to get away with a couple kills there out of so blind. But look at Kusta. Second round, he's got the AWP already.
You're going to be picking that up now, watching out for mid. Trying to see if he can catch anybody on the cross there. Not going to be so apparent initially here, just watching out for any more mid presence. These guys try to group up, but Shroud finds a very nice shot on the Simple. Finds revenge from the previous round, but it'll be smoked off with the CTs. It doesn't look like C9 want to risk pushing forward through that, just as of yet.
Yeah, really nice shot from Shroud. Simple just trying to cross up onto the platform, but still lower B control. It's all about this op from Kusta in mid, and he's got to be careful because he's out in the open. There are 3 flashbangs for Cloud9 to use, and yep, he's going to fall back to better cover. Nitro and Elige pushed up on Catwalk, ready to flank as soon as the pressure has fell from middle. No one's spotting it quite yet. This is maybe a little bit of a miscommunication. If Kusta's not going to be able to, if he's not going to spot this, they might be able to get close up to this B bomb site, but there it is. Kusta spots it out. Gets that first kill with the AWP. Now the flank is coming in from Catwalk. And Kusta, they've already gone through doors, so it's a 3-on-2, and they've got to stop. They've got to get a couple kills here because the op has been salvaged by Stewie. He can do work with that. Shroud gets a kill, and there's Elige rushing right through. But he's got to sacrifice the M4 for the AWP, so a big economic victory there for Cloud9.
And now with Team Liquid unfortunately being brought down very low, the rebuy is going to leave them with basically no money left over. Thankfully for C9 though, after coming off of the second round, they are not going to be able to find a plan on that one either, so definitely cannot afford to go for too much of a force up here. Just going to be picking up some light pistols, and Team Liquid should have a much easier time trying to shut this one down.
It'll be interesting to see if that purchase of the op in the second round, that's very aggressive in terms of your money management, and it bites him in the butt there. It'll be interesting to see if that has an impact moving forward, losing 4 players and having to drop an M4. So a little bit scary, and actually Elige, timing's off. He pulls out a smoke just as they start executing out. He's going to have the angle. He's completely blind, though. He does get 1 kill, but that's all he's going to get. Kusta's here with the op. So is Nitro with the M4, spraying a couple down. Now it's all on Kusta. He's pinned down behind cars, doesn't want to repeat, doesn't want to give this up. So Simple's here to bail him out. Nicely done with the M4, and Irakanji's the only one left, just about to get cleaned up.
There's hiding back inside of the pit now too. Spotting out Simple, but obviously being flanked at this point by Hiko as he pushes through. They'll have him dead to rights in just about now. And there you have it. Team Liquid get their start off 3-0, but not the cleanest one, as we saw from that second round. C9 almost managing to scrape away with it, but only being saved by Elige's good timing on jumping back into the B-bomb site through window.
Yeah, not clean whatsoever. And now comes the question. They don't have the money to go for a double op setup, so Simple's going to be on the M4 once again. Now, Cloud9, conversely, they obviously want Skadoodle to have that AWP. That's going to be a big battle to watch, whether it's Skadoodle versus Simple or Skadoodle versus Kusta. But at the moment, we aren't going to see it. It's all AKs for Cloud9. It's just a standard setup, although Team Liquid, they're going to get aggressive on Catwalk. That's going to be Kusta boosted up to Pier into lower B.
So far, not really any presence coming out from C9 there at all, but Elige, nicely done from him, manages to spot Shroud as he gets a little bit aggressive back over towards the long doors. He'll be punished for that. And again, Team Liquid gets themselves off to an early start. Also, keep in mind, too, none of this cap presence has been found, but they spotted early. Stewie is going to catch Kusta, almost bringing him down to 17 HP. And it's going to force those two players back further into the A-bomb site to play for a much more passive defense. And actually, this leaves mid wide open for the taking if C9 want to go for it here. There's basically nobody watching out for this one. Simple's jumping up to the window area to check for that, but with a flashbang, it's left open once more. However, I don't think C9 are going to take too much of an advantage of this. They're looking mainly at Cat right now.
Yeah, Nitro also sensed that there was a gap in the defense there, so he's just rotated over. And with all the damage done to Kusta, he's got to be very accurate with these shots. Here comes the execution. He's completely blind, and there it is. Stewie ends him with a headshot. Even if he wasn't already low, he would have fallen anyways, so nicely done. Alicia's got to be honest over towards long A. He's got to hold that. He doesn't know if there's a lurker quite yet because they have no intel of what's coming. So the retake is going to be on. Nitro from CT spawn. Simple as well, going to transfer over that way. They've got a lot of players on Catwalk to deal with, and only flashbangs and one HE nade to deal to use to deal with it.
So looking for a way back into the site now. They are going to start to take. Time getting a little bit low, and C9 pushed all the way back to Cap, but Stewie, nicely done from him, peeks out, finds a headshot almost instantly onto Simple. Nothing looking for some more. He's going to find one. Nitro does trade it back out. However, the T's holding good control, but Hiko trying to bounce this back into his favor. The last one alive now at a 1v2, but he's got to get aggressive to find these two final kills. Catches the first one, but Stewie, sitting directly behind his teammate, is going to grab a third kill and close it out with the first round into the board for C9.
Yeah, and here it is. Here's that punish. Because of so much damage done in these first two, or in the second and third rounds from Cloud9 with just pistols, Team Liquid can't really contend for this. They could buy up armor and pistols, but that would put their economy in such an awkward state moving forward, so they are just going to have to concede. No armor bought up, some upgraded into CZs and Deagles and P250s, and a couple flashbangs as well to see if they can get some kills, but Cloud9 very quickly retakes control of the economy.
So C9 stacking their players up towards the top of middle again, actually watching out for that bit of mid-aggression we saw in the last round. Nitro and Elige pushing forward to it this time, but pressed back pretty quickly after some grenades are tossed in their direction. And beyond this is actually very light on the A defenses. If Nitro goes down early, that leaves basically Elige to hold it. Kusta sitting through the mid doors. He's going to have to rotate in very fast, but if they start this cat take now, they really can't get themselves overexposed, so Liquid's just going to have to hold back inside of CT spawn, and again, that puts all the pressure on Elige. Finds one pickup, does some good damage to Shroud, but he's able to trade that back out, shut down Elige. The T's book in control of the A-bomb site.
Yeah, Molotov on the CT ramp as well prevents anyone from coming up to support Elige as well, so Cloud9 had plenty of opportunities to play whack-a-mole with Elige inside the bomb site. Two members for Liquid still in mid. That's Hiko and Simple coming from the B bomb site. Simple's not going to be able to get anything done, and now it's all on Hiko to try and outlurk his former teammate in nothing. I don't think he's seen that cross. Either way, it's going to be a second round for Cloud9. Liquid should be able to force up into the next round, but they're not going to have an AWP as the losing bonus hasn't really built up too much, so that economic... Oh, that's a nice shot. So there it is. A nice little one-tap onto Shroud. Ends that. So 2 kills for Team Liquid so far in this round. Nothing, I believe, spots out Hiko. Hiko has a chance to get one more. Irakanji's pretty low up on Catwalk, but he's being covered as he falls back. There it is. There's nothing. There's this battle against the Galil, and nothing's going to win it. So 3-2 moving forward.
C9 striking back quite nicely here, and Liquid, the decision going to be made to whether they go for the force or not, but there's Kusa's nice little tap there, by the way, on replay. Nice little swipe to finish off Shroud, but it actually doesn't look like Team Liquid are going for the buy, by the way, in this round. It's going to go for a complete save, at least as it would appear to be right now. Actually, nope, cancel that. They're buying up at the last moment. They do decide to go for the force up here, so it's going to be all rifles for the most part. Simple does have to downgrade himself to a scout, but beyond this, we do have 4 of the rifles on the board.
It's going to be long control early on for Team Liquid. They don't get pressured whatsoever. Cloud9 just seeing if they can listen and hear any intel of where this is being played. Smoke for Catwalk. This is the second time they've done this on a gun round. So that's going to help Stewie get up over towards these stairs. Actually, 4 members of Cloud9. They're just doing executing a very simple 4-1 tactic, and this should just be... And they know there's no op to deal with. Even if it's a buy, they should know that there's not enough economy on the Liquid side to have an AWP, so it's going to be a little bit easier for him. Kusta, he's going to have to just concede this and give it up. He's the only one here with the FAMAS. He might go for an initial fight, but he's got to be able to fall away quickly. He's going to take that duel. One shot doesn't do the damage and just falls away. Nitro's here on ramp to help guard this off, see if he can get one little headshot. He is going to be able to find it. Irakanji exposed himself a little bit too much, but now the rest of Cloud9 swings out to trade that off. Kusta's ready to go, though.
Kusta ready to already go for the re-entry here, along with Elige sitting behind him. Hiko and Simple starting to re-entry back over here from CT spawn, but Simple is going to get blasted there, down to 13 HP now, missing the scout shot, so not finding too much of a trade against it. They do get the CTs with good control back up onto the site, but Stewie is catching the trades. He's going to be able to pick up 2 there, and Shroud does the same thing, so C9 shut it down as Team Liquid very quickly get themselves back up onto the site, but unfortunately unable to frag. So this force-up is not really going to lead them anywhere, and C9 will tie the game up.
Yeah, 3-3 now, so Liquid, the next time they want to buy is when they can have the AWP in Kusa's or Simple's hands. See if they can maybe get a double up setup going on. They have a 3-round losing bonus building up. Not going to invest too much here. Once again, a couple flashbangs just to see if they can find anything fortunate. This is a good start from Cloud9 once these gun rounds began. This time Shroud's going to get a little bit closer to long, but he heard some footsteps, so he's got to be a little cautious. Here comes a nade drop out. Not going to do any damage whatsoever. No stack from Team Liquid as well, still spread out across the map.
So hiding back, C9 still playing it passively as we would generally expect here now. Very early on in the round. Going to start to creep forward here too, just trying to make sure Team Liquid didn't go for a fast cat stack or something along those lines to try and get aggressive and catch C9 off guard to catch a couple kills. They themselves are still looking at quite a low amount of money when you look across the board for C9, so the less losses they have to suffer through, especially on rounds like this where Team Liquid are basically bringing nothing to the table, the better that is for them to try and build up some money for the later rounds when Team Liquid can actually afford to get the op going and everything else, like the one coming up after this.
Looks like aggression has readjusted for Team Liquid towards Cat. That's a nice pop flash. One's completely blind, but Irkanji's here to bail his teammate out. Stewie does get one with his help. Irkanji takes all the damage, but now they have catwalk control. 3 members left for Liquid. They're going to try and get over towards the A site. They're going to be locked out, and Cloud9's still playing this very patiently. There's still a decent amount of time on the clock, 40 seconds. Nothing's going to catch Simple on the rotate, on the lurk, the flank attempt. Spots that out, and Simple's just forced away, so still no one really moving forward. Stewie's the most aggressive. He's solo at this A site, just seeing if he can find anything, and trying to take the site on his own. Teammates are going to follow up any second. There is a good kill from Simple onto the low HP Irkanji. But he goes the last one left, and he does dink Shroud, but can't complete it, and Stewie's just going to go on a little bit of a run there. 2 kills for him.
Simple, not a whole lot left that he can do, but he did manage to find an AK, so we'll be looking to save this. The problem, though, is that nothing is posted up back in T-spawn. So Simple is forced to go inside of the long doors here to creep up a little bit. Just going to post up behind the boxes. Maybe we'll be able to make it out, but more than likely, if C9 are smart, they're going to realize this is what the play is working its way towards Stewie. Oh, trades out the weapon, actually, so Simple's going to grab that kill. Looking for more now, as he knows nothing's sitting out here somewhere, but he doesn't know exactly where, so he's going to peek out in a moment. And Simple trading his gun, too, but it's a back of time. That doesn't matter, though. Nothing. Going to be on point with his aim. Shuts it down. And C9 pick up on yet another round. Yeah, 4th round for Cloud9, and now you could see Kusta has the money for an op with light armor. Simple has money for an op and full armor, so I imagine they just go straight into a double op setup here. Because I know, talking to Simple, he wanted to get back into primary opping, so no reason for him not to pick it up, and they're going to go for it. No kits on the board for Liquid, but they have 5 smokes. They have 2 AWPs to use. Skadoodle has his as well. Doesn't take a shot on the mid-cross. Looks like Cloud9 are going to posture as if they're going to hit this B bomb site quickly. Look at nothing. He's out so quickly. Kusa's not ready for it. That's Simple, excuse me. He's not ready for it. He falls. He goes in a 1-on-5, essentially from 2 different directions. And this might be too much even for him to handle. And it is. Nothing finds his way. A nice change of pace from Cloud9. And C9 already moving off the B-bomb site too to try and stop the tunnels from being retaken by the CTs. Nicely done. Molly goes down just on the transition steps, and that's already going to push both Elige along with Nitro further back. Kusta, nothing he can do. Stuck inside of CT spawn right now. The round's already done for. C9 have control of it. And look at her falling back to try and scavenge some guns for the next round.
Yeah, Kusa's got to try and get away. He's going to be hunted down there. There's no way Cloud9 lets him get away with this. He's going to have to fight his way out. There's a nice opening shot. Nothing's the next one to challenge. Actually legs him, or hits him through the box, down to 16. Nade reigns in down to 13. They're going to try and drop off catwalk to get him, and he's just trying to make a run for it. Nothing catches him, though. And now Nitro's stuck in the middle of the open, and he gets away just in time as the AK bullets ring out. Cloud9 is still going to be on the hunt. Nitro and Elige have to do whatever they can to try and save these guns. The bomb has just blown up, and now Cloud9 has slowed down just the last second, so they are going to be able to get away with those. But the ops have been taken out of the hands of Liquid. And that was a huge buy. That was a big investment into that round. And no eyes on mid. Nothing's able to get a free kill.
Biggest mistake right there. And then Hiko, nothing you can do about playing this position. Nothing on point, too, with finding those 2 frags. The first one, obviously, big mistake from Team Liquid. That second one, nicely done to eliminate any threat of Hiko trying to be a little bit sneaky there. And Team Liquid, nowhere near enough money to justify a force in this round. Couldn't even afford an op or anything, so just going to roll those 2 rifles, upgrading a couple more pistols, or just bringing a bit of utility in the case of Kusta. Let C9 have the big advantage of this round, hoping that they can posture it up with Nitro and Elige having those rifles and make some sort of an impact here.
Very, very slow play from Cloud9 on this anti-eco. It's going to be the op. to lead the way out long. Seeing what they can find. There's no presence here from Team Liquid, and this has been very much the story of Cloud9's TF so far. Strategically, they're not doing anything that complex. It's been a lot of 4-1s, whether it's up cat or up long, with only nothing playing in these B halls, just watching the flank and lurking.
Nobody watching for long again, so they're just creeping all the way up right now, and Kusta is gonna, there's nothing Kusta can do to stop it. The Irrikanji and Shroud fighting 2 entries right off the bat. They just leave it completely wide open, and C9 are gonna get control of the site for free. Kusta also burning alive, so as soon as he rolls out there, Shroud's gonna be able to finish him off. Simple's the last one alive here, and Team Liquid just got absolutely dominated on that A-bomb site.
Yeah, it's the 2 guns as well that were stacked up on Catwalk. There was free kills. They didn't even get a shot off. They just got slaughtered. So miscommunication on the side of Team Liquid. That's exactly what you don't want to see, and Irrikanji is going to close things out in this round. So the lead is building. Look at nothing. $13,000 in the bank. Full losing bonus for Team Liquid. They've lost 6 in a row. So once again, they can buy whatever they want, but out of these miscues that we've seen these past few rounds, it's not looking like that's even really going to matter.
It looks like everything's just a mess right now for Team Liquid, especially judging from those past 2 rounds. Some very, very big miscommunications that need to be fixed ASAP here. Heading into another gun round. We'll see if they can stop it, but every time we've seen this so far, C9 have sort of kicked up the heat and just gone for some very sort of fast play. This time it's not going to be the case. You can see they're spreading out around the map, trying to slow plays a little bit more. Stewie looking for an opener here, but he's going to get flashed, and Shroud jumps over his teammate. He rolls into 1-2, but the peek from Kusta's reaction way too slow, and Stewie is able to roll out and find the first shot on Kusta.
That's one of the ops down, and a man advantage for Cloud9. Not even taking too much damage to go for that whatsoever. So another big advantage here on the Terrace side. Cloud9 again with complete mid control. And this 1 kill, look how it splits up the defense. Simple's got to cheat over towards the A-bomb site. Actually, not even cheating. He's fully dedicated. Nitro watching mid from CT spawn, and Hiko dedicated at B, but he's very much alone, very much isolated. 1 minute left on the clock for Cloud9 to choose whatever they want, and they're just allowing Stewie to have as much time as he needs to pick in towards the A site. But he's going to lose that duel with Simple, who's now got the angle, and that might force Cloud9 away.
Good mobility from Simple there, too, just to creep right up ramp, go past player from over there, go past Stewie, who is sort of trying to creep his way in there and then shut it down. So now with that kill being in the favor of Team Liquid, C9 trying to figure out how exactly they want to make this take work. Skadoodle watching out to see if anybody tries to get aggressive over towards Cat. Not the case. And the rest of the team right now sneaking out through middle to try and attempt to do a mid to B split. Hiko really the main driving force to try and hold this back though once it gets to the site. Nitro is here inside of CT spawn, boosted up on top of one of the boxes, and I don't think that smoke's going to cover it too well, but he's got to be cautious as to revealing himself there. Takes the first shot, shuts down Irrikanji. Hiko wins his first battle too, and Elige getting some kills, takes down Skadoodle. Nicely played by Team Liquid. Finally, a good solid hold from these guys, and they're not going to take many losses in this round.
Yeah, well now they got to string them together. That's the important part. And look at this boost catches Cloud9 completely off guard. Nicely done from Nitro. Actually only gets 1 kill, but Hiko and Elige are there. I mean, just the distraction it causes. You can see they all turn away from the B bomb site. That's what allows Hiko to pounce. So really nicely done from Team Liquid in that round. But now, I mean, this is the thing. Like I said, they have to string together. They can't get reset here. They did have plenty of people survive, and Shroud with so much confidence going for this peek at the corner. Oftentimes it's a duel against an AWP. This time he doesn't care though, but he gets punished. Brought down to 4 HP, trying to win the battle through the smoke. Not going to work out. So he's going to have to be out of the fight. He's going to have to be a little bit more passive in this round. So for now, Liquid has at least sustained the early pressure. They can move forward into the mid-round. Running out of nades, though. Only 2 smokes left, 1 minute and 25 seconds left. A couple flashbangs on Hiko and Simple. But really, later on, Cloud9's going to be able to bully their way in when there's no nades to use on the CT side.
And meanwhile, on C9 side, they've barely used any of their utility here. A couple smokes and whatnot have been tossed out, maybe a couple flashbangs off of Stewie and Shroud, but that's about it. They've got plenty of mollies, smokes, and whatever else they would need to get themselves onto a site. And now they're going to start to press forward here, getting themselves over towards Cat. A nice shot at the very least here to bring one of the members of Team Liquid down very, very low. That being Kusta, but he has to fall back to the car position, and this has been pretty hit or miss from him. He hasn't really been too consistent on picking up these shots here, so they seem to suspect that there's going to be long pressure. This is not the case at all, so if this ends up being a direct hit right here, Nitro is not even on this site. Again, look, they're just going to walk right out and get full control of this one, so Liquid has to play for a retake. Yeah, this is not great, especially with the op. Although they dropped him to CT spawn, Nitro almost able to line up 2 of them, but he does get traded off. He gets Irrikanji, but Stewie finds him. The op from Long A has got to do some work because they are coming into this bomb site. Kusta's got the angle. Shroud's not even going to have to peek that. He's got the bomb. Kusta peeks out a little bit wider. He would find Stewie on the ramp. Covered by a smoke at the moment, but this has a timer on it. Stewie's now got to cross back into the site, and Kusta just unscopes at the wrong moment. Retake still not in yet. 3 members of Cloud9 on Catwalk. Hiko starting to press his way forward, but Kusta with a nice shot takes down Stewie as soon as he was about to peek outside of it here. Hiko, Molly usage going to be a little bit too far off the mark. These guys are already pressed forward on Cat there. Hiko jumping, almost dies due to that, but then follows it up. Shroud thinks going to go down. Shroud and nothing again, picking up 2 more directly after that. A big round from him as he picks up a 3K. But Team Liquid, again, leaving the site wide open, easily takeable for C9, and not a whole lot being done on the retakes from Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, there was just simply no nades here at the end for this retake to occur. I mean, Liquid had Hiko drops that Molotov, but there's no flashbangs here, at least not used. Kusta and Simple actually had one, but for whatever reason, they decided not to throw them. So it's basically just a duel, and Cloud9 had 3 members with a vertical advantage in that round. So it's just a slaughter as they try and come up that ramp. Now into this round, it is a buy. You can see the desperation on Team Liquid. Scout on Simple, M4 on Hiko, Nitro, and Elige, but Kusa's only on the 5-7. Very little nades to use as well. And yeah, in a 5-on-4 situation in that last round for Team Liquid, essentially, to give up that A bomb site is a little bit too easy for Cloud9 to get an advantage in the round.
So another duel happening a little bit early on. Elige and Shroud just popping shots off at each other through the long doors. But it's that focus on mid that we so often see right now coming out from C9. Slowly, very slowly pushing their way up through middle. Potentially looking at a cat take once again. There's really no presence in the upper tunnels right now. But also Stewie pushing his way out through middle here. Flashbang following it up too to make some noise. But Team Liquid don't really have too much attention drawn to this as they're focusing on the sites and over here towards long where Elige is actually pushed up pretty far. But Shroud's not expecting him to be in here. He could find the first kill for free.
Yeah, Shroud, I mean, he's not really past, he doesn't really look like he wants to take Cave. He wants to lurk this a little bit, so it is going to have to come down to this A defense. And actually, Kusa's just rotated away. Elige gets caught out. Shroud taking this battle, trying to pre-fire the angles. Elige is just going to retreat with no damage taken. Nitro, Kusa gets 1 kill. Nitro's here lurking. They might not clear this out. Skadoodle does clean Kusta, but there it is. The Nitro wins, pounces from Goose. Skadoodle's far away with an AWP, can't move forward aggressively. This is a good chance for Team Liquid to get right back into it, and Elige responds on nothing. Now they're locked out of this A bomb set. Now they've got to come out catwalk, and Skadoodle gets a leg shot before falling. It's all on Shroud and a 1-on-3, and it's not going to work out. Hiko comes in for the last kill. 5-7, and Liquid, they hang on to that round. They're clawing themselves back into these, and you can see the economy for the Cloud9 side is starting to run down. Still pretty built up. Nothing had over 10K, but with this drop, it's going to start getting whittled away slowly and bit by bit.
So Team Liquid not with the best amount of control when it comes to their economy overall, but at the very least they've been able to joust some of these rounds. So still keeping it close at 5-7. Whereas C9, of course, with their own build-up, as you were mentioning before, they were still able to buy through all this pretty consistently here and still keep a lead going because of that. But for Team Liquid now, still in the mix. And C9 not really doing anything too different, but take a look at the CT side. You've got Hiko pushing up, and he's going to find that first pickup on the nothing, not expecting them to get aggressive here at all. And even if they did, Nitro was going to be sitting behind his teammate to cover that, so that kills any attempt of a hit through the tunnels here. And C9 have to group up to try and go for an A hit now, probably through Cat once more, as it does not really look like they're too favored on going out towards long. Elige, again, is guarding this, and Shroud seems to know that there's going to be a player here. Elige pops out of the way, out the flash, though, and just shuts it down. Nicely played by Elige, taking down Shroud, and again, limiting the options for C9 to get into this A bomb site.
Well, now they've eliminated the B player and the long A player. It's just down to this catwalk attack, and Kusa is going to be here over at Car. Spotting for the cross. It looks like it's going to be a drop from Cloud9. That's Irakanji first. Kusa spots it out, can't win that battle. It brings him down very, very low. Nitro cleans it off. There's one more in CT spawn. Stewie, actually, it looks like they want to try and make their way over towards the B bomb site. Up shot by Skadoodle, misses. So Team Liquid 6-7 now. They're getting closer and closer to evening things out. Still a little bit of money on Cloud9, but they might choose not to buy. Maybe a half buy in this, because the next round they'll be able to have Shroud and nothing, drop some guns over, but might be a little bit too light in this one, as Liquid is going to have a full arsenal.
Just going to be saving up for the last round here as C9 takes it lightly this time. A bit dangerous as that could allow Team Liquid to swing the lead back into their favor now after C9 having such a dominating half up to this point. But Team Liquid's fought back, and now it's going to be a close contention for the final couple of rounds here. However, Simple again with the aggression very early on in the round. It's not just him either. Both Elige and Nitro have also pushed Cat. Simple finds a first pickup. Elige catching another one. That's 2 for himself before he's finally taken down by Skadoodle, but then it's Nitro's turn to play. He's going to pick up the final 2, and Team Liquid will tie it up, only losing Elige along the way.
These past few rounds, you think back to that Hiko push into upper B to take out nothing. It just seems like Liquid has kind of gotten fed up with allowing Cloud9 to have complete control and do whatever they want. So they've thrown some aggression into the mix early on to make sure they deny map control to Cloud9 to the terrorist side, and it's worked out very, very well. They've now strung, 3 rounds together? I believe it might be, yeah, 3 rounds together in 4 of the last 5 rounds. So a small adjustment here at the end of the half is working out for Team Liquid, and Skadoodle is going to go for a quick pick towards this B bomb site, but the Molotov is going to slow anyone down from trying to rush it. It looks like they wanted to be fast-paced. Careful, though, because Simple's pushing lower B with an AWP. They are watching it, but this off, he's going to find Skadoodle, and he's going to go for more. He is. He misses that shot. Meanwhile, Hiko falls in the B site. Simple's going to get counter lurked here by Stewie. Misses that shot, and it's one. Dire situation for Team Liquid on the rotate.
Nitro too far off the mark to get himself back into the B bomb site before C9 actually get themselves outside of the tunnel. So he's going to hold up, wait for the reinforcements to come back in. But Elige starts the retake, and Nitro actually manages to take down nothing with a molly that was tossed on the ground too. So just like that, it's down to a 3v2 coming down from a 3-on-4 just a moment ago. Nitro looking for some more frags, but Irokanji winning another duel inside of the tunnels. I don't think they realize Shroud's this close though, and Shroud's just going to walk right out. Finds a first kill. Kusta trades in. Kusta looking for that final kill. He's going to clutch it. Grabs the final one at Irokanji, and Team Liquid, they're going to take the lead coming out of the first half.
Just barely. A lot of ways that round could have just collapsed for Team Liquid, but they make it work. Simple with a shot. Can't get another one, but just look at the confidence. Pushing into lower B with an AWP. There's Elige. Stewie didn't need to go for that repeat, but Elige does find it. Shroud almost bails him out. Doesn't happen in the end, so 8 rounds for Team Liquid. It looked a little bit sketchy during certain portions of that half, but that adjustment they made right at the end pulls them into the lead of this match, moving forward into the offensive half.
And we're going to go right into the second half now, guys. Team Liquid on the T side, C9 on the CT side. Team Liquid looking a little bit lost there in the middle of their CT side. Not really able to get too good of a read as to where C9 was throwing those take towards. And oftentimes, Team Liquid is leaving the sites wide open for C9 to walk in. But they got it together, started to play more aggressively, and it worked out great for them. So now we're going to see how C9 fares on the CT side. And Team Liquid, it's their turn to play on this T side. Not going very direct into either one of the sites to start things off. Looks like that slow style of playing. Kusta already having himself into a bit of a battle here through the mid doors.
Yeah, nothing very committed to this at the moment. He's going to be able to fall back, takes a little bit of damage. So does Kusta, so just making sure that information is denied over to nothing by keeping him posted there in the double doors. Elige is close up, nothing. He's got to be careful. He could get caught off guard, but there's 2 members there, and Elige wisely doesn't commit to that fight, just crouches behind the box. Meanwhile, the real play for Team Liquid looks like it's going to be over towards long. 3 members here, including the bomb. Flashes, smokes rain out towards that long corner. Shroud with the 1-tap on a Nitro. Going to get more. He doesn't. He gets gooshed back. Falls into the pit. Very low on HP 5. He can't take any more damage. But Skidoodle's still here maintaining this fight, trying to keep his opponents at bay.
And Shroud now just trying to hold back Hiko. Only down to 5 HP though, so he's got to be very careful. And in the meantime, Elige has found a hit on Cat, opened up the A-bomb side, and also trapped these 2 long players in here. So both members of Team Liquid are going to start to fall back a little bit. Simple and a nice pickup on the nothing too, prevents that mid play from stopping these guys from actually getting the bomb up to the A-bomb site. However, Stewie still has a chance to sneak in, but unfortunately he gives away his position a little bit too early. And Hiko is just going to walk right past that. Another good shot from Simple, shuts down Skidoodle, but Stewie with that flank has picked up 2 kills on a Simple and Hiko. Looking for more, gets gooshed down to 10 HP, and it looks like this is where things are finally going to end. But no! Stewie finds another pickup, takes down Elige, and it's all on Kusta at this point. 1 tap from him. Is he going to clutch this round again? All he has to do is find Stewie. He's up at 78 HP, a very large health advantage for that smoke in the way. However, a nice flick from him on the pistol is going to close it out, and Team Liquid keep the advantage going in their favor to start off half number 2.
Yeah, sick opening from Cloud9. A nice shot from Shroud, but you could see as this round progressed, there was just the defense got so disorganized that they were very spread out, very much alone in their fights. Stewie almost pulls it back with some incredible shots. No doubt about that, but Kusta again with a 1-on-2 clutch in this match. Cloud9, they do invest a little bit. Scout onto Shroud, armor and pistol on Irokanji, and nothing, but it's just going to be a B-rush for Liquid. Nitro is going to lead the way with the MAC-10, drops Stewie. Smokes off the doors, and here's Kusta on Catwalk. He gets dropped. Irokanji finds him close up, but meanwhile, these SMGs going for the farm, doing their damage, but not overcommitting.
Liquid not taking any chances with it at this point, so nothing's posted himself up outside of the doorway, but not really in a position where he can gain a very large advantage here. And Irokanji trying to wait outside for some exits here. It's basically all Liquid, or all C9, apologies, can try and hope to find at this point now. He's looking for those exits, trying to catch some of these guys as they work their way outside of the site, but Team Liquid a little bit too fast-paced here, and C9 don't expect that, so they're going to get some pretty quick executes off. Elige, though, handling that mid-hold quite nicely, shutting down both Shroud and nothing, and even Nitro closes out the attempt from Irokanji to hide behind the boxes there and surprise some of Liquid's exiting players.
Another round here for Liquid to build up some bank. You can see Skidoodle's at 3,200. He wants to keep that NAV, so is Stewie, likewise. So both of these guys, it looks like they might want to switch into might be interesting in opping. We've seen Stewie bust out the op from time to time, and it's looked pretty good. But in this first gun round coming up, I think it might just be, they might be stuck on glass cannon if they go that route. So maybe not switching to the double up setup quite so soon. The real danger here for Team Liquid is that Simple is all alone with the AK-47 at the moment. If he falls, it's a big gun to give away to Cloud9. 2 quick kills for Elige, though, jumping with UMP, going for more. But Hiko's going to be the one to clean it out. And then Irokanji and Shroud respond onto them. These SMGs, it's too much of a loss. They're just going for the bonus money at this point.
And Shroud just trying to hide in the corner, open for some surprises. He actually does get one, but jumping around, Nitro is not going to be taken down, and Team Liquid now hold a strong lead at the beginning of the second half here. 11-7, but finally C9 are able to get an investment going for themselves here. Rifles coming into hand now. Does not look like it's up to him.
Skadoodle's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the question of whether Stewie was going to go for some kind of glass cannon. I don't think he had enough money. Skadoodle just has money for armor, no nades on his side. Meanwhile, Kusta on the T side, he picks up the ult. And Liquid, they just say, whatever, gonna go for another fast play towards the B bomb side. They just split up right at the end. Hiko causes a little bit of a distraction towards long, just spraying bullets through the smoke, but it's gonna be a very, very fast mid B split. Smoke's already out, Elige is crossing, they've spotted it. Nothing with that jump across, the flashbang comes out. And Elige is gonna be able to trade him off. Skadoodle finds that opening kill. Hiko's now lurking behind the smoke, so it's just Stewie left in the site, and Elige finds him. As he did so much in the major, great entries from Elige.
And Hiko hiding back now outside of those mid doors. I think C9 know that there is someone hiding here trying to stop them from actually rotating in. It's going to be Irokanji that tries to bait it out first, spots it, and acts as a distraction so Shroud can just roll right out and find the kill on Hiko. But down to a 3v3. They've also got a Elige down at 1 HP, so it does look like they're still going to attempt to go for this retake. Getting up to the window, though, Simple posted up in the safe corner, waiting, and also Amali rolls in. So good timing there to hold Simple alive and make sure that these guys aren't going to be allowed to get back into the site, but they're pushing into that smoke now, coming in for the main doors. Simple spraying away, takes down Skadoodle. Kusta finding a second one, and then Simple closes it out, shuts down Shroud, and Team Liquid win the first gun round here as well.
Very, very fast mid B split, but look at this. This is all Elige, that entry, and then this one was the crucial kill to find Stewie at the back of the platform, open up that B site. Hiko in mid, smart play from Cloud9, knowing there could be a lurker there, and he just had to gamble which way to look at the right time, and he can't get the correct guess. But either way, they do outlast it in a 3-on-3 retake. So back to pistols for Cloud9. It's been a very fast-paced T side to start things off. It's only been one gun round, but very quickly Liquid is just rushing everywhere at the moment. You think back to the because they did this even at the major against Luminosity at times. They were very fast-paced on Mirage. It was basically once you get your first kill, it's kind of trying to overwhelm the bomb site from there, and it worked pretty well for him. So maintaining this, Hiko's going to jump up and find Stewie, but it's Nitro that gets that kill, 13-7. Cloud9's got to win this next gun round, or else it might just be too much for Liquid.
Team Liquid also getting into that same situation. They had C9 push back into the last half too, where they're just building up a monster economy at this point. So when and if C9 finally start to chain together some of their own rounds, Team Liquid's just going to be able to eat right through that, stack up the losing bonus, and continue to buy and buy and buy some more. So more than likely, if the trades are consistent on these gun rounds, then C9 will never really get a good opportunity to build up a CT economy and gain an advantage against Team Liquid. So for this round, of course, Team Liquid spreading themselves out, not being as direct as they have been in some of the previous ones. Most of their players stacking outside of the long doors, actually, with 2 more investigating some options in the tunnels. Probably going to be regrouping towards mid, and then investigating another mid to B split or a cat hit from there, because they haven't really been doing too much. They haven't really been sending too much action, rather, to cat so far in this half. So might try to throw Cloud9 a curveball by making a hit over here towards the A-bomb site.
Part of that might be because this is one of those maps where Skadoodle is very much known for being a stationary opper. He's not too mobile on the CT sides, especially on Dust2. You pretty much know when he has an op, he's going to be at that long cross at the A bomb site every round, essentially. You can see him there right now. He's down at the ramp, kind of leaning a little bit closer towards mid, but Liquid knows that, you know, just go away from Skadoodle. Why even mess with the AWP? He's going to be on rail now, so they are going to try and go right at him. Flashbangs right now, but he's not blind. He hits the jumping shot. That's why you go away from Skadoodle. Meanwhile, nothing falls in mid to Elige, but Shroud is here. There's no smoke to block this off. And Liquid's going to have to reassess. It's going to be an attack from the upper B tunnels. Kusta leading the way with the AWP, not going to find anyone. And actually, Stewie's not looking this way whatsoever. His teammate flashes over, and that might have just saved his life because he's still not looking this way whatsoever. He's outside the doors. And now they've made the full rotation. So 3 members here for Liquid. They have no smokes.
There we go. It's just going to be a complete shutdown there. Nicely done on Stewie to find that pop flash timing. Completely decimates Team Liquid. And C9 finally going to be able to strike back just in the nick of time, too.
That was a sick shot. That's why you don't go at Skadoodle. That's just why you don't do it. You can see, I mean, even the end game for that strategy for Team Liquid didn't look like it was going to be that A hit. It looked like they wanted to readjust and maybe drop and go through CT spawn and get a mid-B split going that way. So interesting, but now fast pace towards long A. Nitro running through the Molotov. Elige as well, going to pressure the corner. They're held back, and actually Shroud, he's not blind at all. He's going to get that first kill, or Skadoodle gets it. But the kills are going to go the way of Liquid. Nitro with 2. Skadoodle's still here to find another one. He equalizes things at 3 apiece.
However, Nitro trying to push forward. Unfortunately, he gets hit right in the face with a grenade, so he's not at 8 HP. Holds him back from peeking out towards long, which is what I think he was trying to do to chase down Skadoodle a little bit here. And that's going to cause Team Liquid to hold back once again. All this action happening very early on in the round, so still plenty of time for Team Liquid to sit back and think about how exactly they want to play this. But for C9, most of their players have actually moved away from the bomb site, sort of self-assuming they're either going to try to change this to a cat hit or attempt that mid to B play once again. Very, very dangerous considering Team Liquid did the same exact thing many, many times, and now they're not leaving a whole lot left to defend this A bomb site.
Yeah, they're really not. Oh, the smoke, it seems like Liquid might feel a little bit dangerous. The spray goes through. Nitro had no HP, so he falls. There's one more on Catwalk. That's Skadoodle with the off. And Simple, that would have been a great kill to find. At least he forces him back, and now he can plant for Long. It's for the platform at Long, so Kusta's got to be a little bit careful with his positioning. But it is going to be a 3-on-2 retake for Cloud9.
And C9 pushing most of their players back up to Cat. Nothing acting really just as a distraction from CT at this point. Simple, finding a nice first pick. He knows the second one's there too, so just creep right out. Skadoodle, he's not in a safe position. He's going to go down, and Kusta, there we go. Simple just acting as the bait purely for that last kill, and Kusta has an easy one to shut down nothing. Trade the rounds back in the favor of Team Liquid. They're now 2 away from closing it out, and they've just broken the CT economy.
Yeah, that's sick. This little crouch slide catches Skadoodle completely off guard, not ready for that peek. So Simple does all the work, even when he's Molotov'd out of position. That's exactly what Cloud9 wanted. They wanted him to evacuate the bomb site, but he just slaughters them. They weren't prepared for that whatsoever. So this terrorist half has been all Team Liquid, 14-8, and Cloud9 is back on pistols. Simple gonna miss that initial shot, but he's still gonna take the fight, of course. Now they've gotten long control. They forced away Cloud9. So the question for Cloud9 becomes, where do they readjust? Where do they try and regain map control?
Out there, C9 now just trying to stack their players up. Again, looking for some aggression on mid. Hopefully find a couple pickups at the very least. Not really any big investment on this round. C9, that's all they can hope for is to simply overwhelm Team Liquid, catch them in the attempt of a take here. But Nitro actually going to get overwhelmed. And Kanji, 2 great pickups from him. Finds the first one on Nitro and then swaps it over and grabs Liege. And he's going to be able to recover 2 AKs now for his teammate. Shroud goes down though, Simple, able to catch the chase and take him down. But we still have Stewie with 1 pickup here. And that leaves 3 alive from Liquid at the post plant, but I don't think they've realized that Simple is posted up here behind this doorway, so that's going to be absolutely detrimental. They just try to waltz their way right back up here, especially with the players moving in from CT too. Skadoodle though jumping up, finding a first pickup. Simple's been blinded, but he just goes inside of the smoke. Simple has a perfect position. He whips the first shot though, finds the connection, but immediately Stewie trades him out, and now it's just Kusta left alive back down Long, finding his first shot. He's going to shut down Kanji, finds the second one, and now looking for the last one here. Nothing, just moving right up. He wants to get up close and personal to look for that last kill. Kusta as well though is going to be able to finish it off. He clutches it out for Team Liquid. And now they're 1 more away from closing out this map.
Yeah, despite some of the advantages Cloud9 somehow found here, Kanji with these 2 nice kills here. Really nicely done, but the arsenal, what's remaining for Liquid is just too much to deal with. That AK-47, Simple almost misses that. Could have been a little bit easier for himself if he took his time there on that first kill, but either way, Kusa with the up wins that 1-on-3. Just too much to deal with and not enough invested in for Cloud9 on that round. So now they have to win 7 straight. Pressure out towards Long A. Shroud's going to peek with a flashbang. He's got his opponent blind. Can't get that kill to the Famas. Can't clean off Elige, but there's Kanji with the backup, and Elige once more. Skadoodle's still here alive, but Elige gets all 3 kills, taking long control for his team.
However, now they're going to have to smoke things back off here. C9 very quickly moving their players back over inside of CT, and Stewie already jumping right back up. The smoke comes in, but Team Liquid actually aren't going to commit to this just as of yet. They're going to hold back on Long a little bit, see if anybody gets over-aggressive to look for a kill. Not the case, though. Cloud9 just holding back. They're going to wait for Liquid to strike first.
Yeah, over a minute left on the clock. So many options available for Team Liquid, and this op from Kusta can position itself so nicely. Even this one smoke, it looks like, oh, he's not going to throw that, but they can use these nades to kind of change the positioning of Cloud9, force some rotations, because at a certain point, there's got to be information found. Liquid has no desire to go away from long control. You can see that because Simple is playing so far back, just watching the flank, and no one, neither Elige nor Kusta, is falling back to join up with them. So he's just waiting to see if anyone from Cloud9 has got aggressive towards B for a big flank, a quick flank, and now that it doesn't happen, now the hit is on towards this A-bomb site.
As they creep their way back up, Stewie is going to be the man to try and stop this. Did not catch Simple rolling over, and Stewie just spraying away, so it's essentially a beacon for Simple to hold on to there. He finds the kill for free, and now it's put all the pressure on this match onto nothing to clutch a 1v3. Looking for the first kill, not going to find it. Simple picks up that final kill too, and Team Liquid are going to shut down this second half here and take control of map number 1. Yeah,
a really sick second half from Team Liquid. Some of the same struggles that Liquid had in the first half, Cloud9 seem to have had, but they just couldn't make the adjustments to get back into that game. Liquid just runs away with it. Nice clutches by Kusta. He had a couple nice 1-on-2s, and then obviously Simple is just kind of a beast. And Elige still continuing his MLG Major form where entries are his specialty. So very good to see from those guys. A good first map, and that's going to be the end of our first map of this the hot matchup. But I mean, just some highlights for you guys. This pistol round, you saw Simple there with a couple quick kills. Really, really good stuff. And Nitro, this is kind of when Liquid was starting to lose grip of this match at 6-3. Cloud9 had the lead, but Nitro kind of starts things out. They win that, they lose the following, but then I believe they win 3 or 4 straight to close the half out to give them that 8-7 scoreline. And Shroud and Stewie try and pull themselves back into this pistol, but it just is not able to work in the end.
All things given, this was actually a really good match for Stewie, though. We saw quite a few rounds like this where he just goes off and finds 3 or 4 kills. So Stewie actually had a pretty good match himself. Unfortunately, the rest of the team just did not seem up to the task as of yet. Another player for Team Liquid we didn't really end up seeing too much of was Hiko. Seemed sort of absent in this match here. Didn't really need to show up, but obviously, as you could see, because they still wanted anyway, but a little bit different coming off of their last major performance.
That is the funny thing, considering Hiko's kind of like a superstar in North America, is that this team actually, when it's functioning properly, Hiko doesn't have to do too much. He's there as kind of like the pocket ace. They pull him out when they need to, like we saw at the major when he wins, 1-on-4 against Luminosity. That's what he's kind of designed to do. But when he's at the bottom of the scoreboard and they're waiting, that means that team is just functioning well. Everything's going according to plan. But that was the first map. We do have a second map coming up. We're going to bring you that after the break. We're just going to go away very, very quickly, but we'll see you when we return. When we return.